Welcome to Taylormade Film Business Podcast, a podcast dedicated to helping you start a successful film production company or any business for that matter. Now, here are your hosts, Bridget and Tony Charles.
Hello. Thank you once again for tuning in to the Taylormade Film Business Podcast, the podcast dedicated to bringing you everything related to the film production industry and starting your business.
Yes.
I am your host, Bridget Charles.
And I am Tony Charles.
And we are delighted that you have decided to join us again.
Episode 4.
Man. Wow. We are just churning along here.
I'm telling you, it's been fun.
It has been.
Because I'm still pumped.
That's true.
I'm still pumped. And once again, I'm with you, so that was going to be fun.
We're in this together, guys. We're here together. Yes. So, yes, that's important, right? To have a goal and share dreams and aspirations that you share with your loved ones. So this is a family affair. This is a family business. We're here together. And now that you're also part of our family, we're glad that you're here with us as well.
Welcome back.
Welcome back to episode 4. Yes. Once again, for those of you who don't know and you're tuning in for the first time, this podcast is dedicated to you. We are here simply to bring you everything that you need to know to start a successful film production company.
Or it could be any other business that you're interested in.
Absolutely, any business. The rules, they're pretty much they're going to be for any industry, right? Yes. To any business. You can apply them to anything. Even if we only mention the film production industry, you can actually take that and you can actually just take out the content that you could use and you can apply it to any business.
Any business.
Yes, and just like Tony and I said on a couple of episodes back, this is a perfect time to start a business with the pandemic and everything that's going on in the world. Yeah. It's a great time to hone in on your skills.
Great time. Like I said, especially like you said last time, most businesses right now, pretty much I don't want to say a lot of people at home because they can't go to work. I think, this is a great time, to just try something new. Maybe you can make some extra money,
Exactly.
And especially if you have kids and we know how hard it is,
Yes.
But if you can make some extra money, there's a lot of resources out there you can, use to start a company. It doesn't have to be anything big, but anything that can help.
Start small, baby steps. You can definitely take baby steps. Yes, and just as Tony mentioned, this is a great time because with so many companies actually shutting down because of the pandemic, right? It's just so much going on from a company perspective, from a business perspective. So many are being forced to shut down, but it's also made people stop and think, wow, this may be the best time to start my own business because at the end of the day, you really can't go to a company and you really can't say, hey, they're going out of business. What am I going to do now? You have to step up your game and figure out something that you can do to feed your family.
All you need is time.
And right now, guys, for those of us that's fortunate enough to still be here, time is on our side. We have a lot of time right now, right? So this is the perfect time to sit down and determine what type of business you would like to start. And if you're in business, this is a way for you to become creative and see ways that you can still make money during a pandemic, even if you were forced to physically shut your doors from your physical business location. So
I think it's a great time.
Yes. So with that being said, Tony, if you remember, we asked for feedback and you guys delivered. Again, always send your comments and feedbacks on shows that you would like us to have, things that you would like us to talk about, but to do that you have to follow us, you have to subscribe, you have to share, turn on those post notifications, those push notifications. Hit that bell and make sure that you are subscribed so that when we release new content, you're one, in the loop and you don't miss anything, and 2, you're able to provide feedback on what you would like us to talk about next, just so that we cover all of our bases and you're getting the support that you need to make sure that your business is successful.
But today's is your thing,
My thing?
Yeah, because this is pretty much I don't know much about that stuff. This is you. You always been the
business? Oh, wow. Actually, you know a lot more than you're letting on to do. Trust
I know
me,
a little bit.
You know a lot more than you are letting on to. As Tony and I previously said in one of our previous episodes, my background is business, right? Tony's is film industry. Yeah. So the business side is what we're going to be talking about today. We're going to give you some tips and some tools, and basically a blueprint or a roadmap on what you need to do to start your own business.
Yes, because it's not just, okay, yeah, I have a business, now I can go out there and make money.
Exactly. So you have a real business, in my opinion. When you have to file taxes on it, then like it's the real deal.
Yeah, if you want a business, like a real business, yes. I think it's very important to this episode is very important for you.
Exactly.
Because like I said, it's not just, okay, yeah, I have a business, I have a name, I can just go ahead and start making money. Yeah, you can do that.
You can. It's not legal, but you can definitely do it. Yeah. You can definitely do it. But for us, like we said before, our situation is a little bit different, because when we started our business, we're actually doing it because we are trying to set it up for our daughter. We're trying to leave a legacy for her. So we have to make sure that we do everything the correct way, the legal way, if you will. So with that being said, guys, we're just going to jump into it and give you a couple of tips that you'll need to get started setting up your film production company or any business. This is for any business that you would like to get started. First and foremost, Tony, back a couple of episodes ago, we talked about, probably on the first episode, we talked about how we came up with our business name. So I would say that the very first step to starting your business is just simply coming up with the name.
Yeah.
A name and a concept, what you would like your business to be and what you would like to name your business. Yeah. Would you agree?
Yeah, I agree. But the thing is, I didn't know, at first, I didn't know. Okay, Taylor was like, okay, you was like, hold up. Do you know we need to check to see if Taylor's available?
I know. So we were thinking this is our daughter's name. Okay, so we can just name our business this because it's her name. But you don't stop to think, okay, how many other kids are named Taylor and how many other parents had the same idea to name a business after their kid?
When you told me, I was like, what do you mean? Taylormade. This is us. You was like, no, we have to check to see. And you did check, and there were a few other companies with the same
believe
name.
It or not, yeah, it's so funny. Yes, absolutely. So the very first step that I would say take is to actually go to the website, which is going to be your state website, in particular the Secretary of State website, to put in the name that you would like for your company and to search to even see whether or not it's available. A lot of times they're taken, and you may have to change it up just a tad bit just to make sure that you're keeping the same concept, but what you want may not be available. So that's step number one. You're going to go to your Secretary of State website just to do a name search and see whether or not it's available.
Yeah. It is. It's actually, it is free to
It's free
register?
To search for the name. It's free to search for a name. Yes, just to simply search is free.
To register the name,
so there's two steps. There's 2 steps that's involved. The first step is, if your name is available, you can actually reserve your company's name. That's just to make sure that no one else is going to take it while you're in the process of trying to.
But do you have to pay for that just to reserve it?
Yes, you do have to pay. I cannot give out fees because that's going to vary by state. So again, you want to go to your Secretary of State website, and they'll let you know what those fees are. So the very first step is to reserve that name to make sure that no one else take it.
I didn't know you have to pay to reserve the name.
Yes, you have to pay to reserve the name. And once you pay to reserve the name, you also have to pay to register the name.
Okay.
So there's a two-step process there. You have to pay to reserve it, and then you have to pay to register it.
Okay.
And actually, there's another step that is optional. The next step is you can determine how you want to actually form your company. If you want to form it as a corporation, if you want to form it as a LLC, which stands for a limited liability corporation.
Let me stop you right there.
Yes.
What is the difference between LLC and corporation?
So there are minor differences between the two. And again, you can even determine if you even need them. Basically, both of them are going to actually be a form of protection, if you will. Yeah. If you have a business and say that something happens in your business and someone want to sue you, if you have either one of those set up, you are protected, whereas they would actually have to sue the company and they cannot come out after your personal assets.
Oh, wow.
So that's the benefit to filing a corporation, or kind of like a limited liability corporation, right? So basically they are limited as to what they can do to you personally. And that's why I always recommend that we actually filed as an LLC. Also, from a tax perspective, there are some differences. And again, you want to check with your federal government to see what those tax differences are and determine what's better for you.
Man.
There's also several more, but those are the most common ones. There's also There's also our partnerships, like where there's multiple partners, but you're just going to research to see what you need for yourself, and that's how you're going to file accordingly.
That's simple. I think you should actually teach a class on that.
No, and actually, as a disclaimer, I'm not giving any legal advice. This is just what we did, and this is just what I know from a business perspective. I'm not telling you to do it this way, so that's just a disclaimer to make sure that this is just our journey,
because
and we're just sharing it with the viewers.
Yeah,
so we're sharing.
You always have what do you say?
You always have to have your ducks in a row.
There you go.
Yes,
but
that's my
always,
business motto. Yeah, exactly. You always have to have your ducks in a row. So that's step number one, finding your business name and actually getting registered. Once you've done that, then you can actually say that you have a business. True enough, you haven't been out there yet. You haven't made any money, but you legally have a business. One other step from a federal standpoint is you're going to want to get kind of like your number from the government, which is the IRS, which is called an EIN number. That's going to be the number for your business. So that is almost kind of like a social security number for individuals. Okay. So that's kind of like a social security number for your business.
So do you pay for that?
Actually, as of now, when this is being filmed, you do not have to pay for it.
Okay.
You do actually have to go through the IRS and get it registered, but as of right now, there's not a fee to file it regularly. If you want to actually get it rushed or get it expedited, I think that there's a fee. But again, all of that information can be found at irs.gov.
So first step, you got to have your name registered. And get your EIN number. What's next?
Next. So then after that, in my opinion, and again, this is just our journey, you're going to want to go to your local bank and set up a bank account because you really can't do business without actually having a bank. And you want to get it set up under your business name. That way you're going to start to build credit for your business and also be able to do business under your business name. So say that you actually book a gig, right? And someone wants to hire your company, your production company, or your business in general, they'll be able to pay you through your business bank account, and that makes it easier. Also, when you get ready to file taxes, because all of your information is in one location, and you don't want to have to go through your personal bank account and find your business expenses. It's just always better to keep it separate.
What are you saying? You can't use a personal bank account?
You can, but it's not recommended.
Okay.
Because if you go to file your taxes and all of your purchases are mixed up, that's your business and personal expenses, then when you go to file your taxes, you're not going to be able to separate it, and that can be a legal nightmare from an IRS standpoint. You can be audited and you won't be able to answer it, right, because you're not going to be able to know what was personal and what was business. So it's always the best to keep them separate.
Knowledge.
Exactly.
You have to do your homework. It's important because, like, most people think, you know what? I have a business name. Maybe I can go ahead and start my company. And if you don't know, it's
not
important.
That cut and dry.
It's important for you to watch this episode. You know, because if you were to start a business the legal way, you need to watch or listen to this episode.
Exactly. So so you definitely want to go ahead and get all of that tied up. You get your bank account, you get everything ready to go, and now you're ready to do business. From there, it's just a matter of actually trying to get the word out to let people know that you have a business, like you have a legitimate business, and that you're ready to move forward. Most people from this point go ahead and they actually put the word out on social media. Some people actually go and they actually get cards made, kind of like business cards made. They start to pass it out and just get the word out that you have a business.
Yeah, it's easier these days.
Yeah.
With
social media, you can't go wrong. It just takes one person or one company to know, and you can actually just explode overnight. Yeah. So, but before you even go there, and hopefully, again, with this pandemic going on and the downtime that you have, you're taking this time to be able to take the time and research your business so that when you're hired, right, you know what you need to do. If you're trying to start a film production company and you're getting your business set up now, you should actually be learning all of your gear, all of your equipment, all of the ins and outs, basically for film production, so that when this is over, you can actually start filming.
Yeah, this is like, I feel like what you just said is very important. You need to know your equipment. And
any business, whatever business you're going into, you need to know how to do it. And Tony and I, he didn't get it for a long time. And finally, I'm like, listen, dude, if you're going to do a business, you need to know that business from A to Z. Even if you don't plan to actually do the work yourself, you actually need to know how to do it, right? And film production is a great example. You may actually have a camera operator, and they can't make it there, right? You can't stop your production. You still got to go on. You may have to actually one day you may actually have to get behind the camera and actually, film yourself, right?
And
you may have to be the DP for the day,
and I
right?
did that,
so it's important to know how to do all of all of the roles within your business, even if you don't plan on doing them. You need to know how to run your business from A to Z.
Because I don't claim to be a DP, but I had
you
to.
are now. You started out directing, now you're a DP.
I shot a whole music video by myself. I did it all by myself.
Lighting,
and
sound, everything. So
once again, thanks to COVID-19, I took the time to, it was important for me to know my camera a little bit.
Your cameras,
my cameras,
because no two cameras are alike. So to actually go through and learn
my cameras. I shot a whole video all by myself. And I think I did a pretty good job. What do you think?
I think you did an excellent job. And that just goes to show that you have to know everything now. Like, you're really good at lighting. Yes. You're really good at sound. You're really good at pretty much at editing, right? So, again, whatever business you decide to start, guys, it's very important that from A to Z, you know how to do it. Yeah. Whatever role you have for that business, you need to know how to do it just in case you have to do it. Yeah. You want to hire great people, but, they may not be able to show up for whatever reason, and the show must go on.
Yeah, I can honestly say we are a full production, one-stop shop.
Exactly,
because editing, it's amazing how good you are.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. That's just business 101, you actually have to know.
Yeah, I think this, you should.
And that's not something that I love to do, guys. I just picked it up because, again, we were in a bind. This is our business, and again, the show must go on. So we were getting some things editing, and it just wasn't up to par, and keep sending it back to the editor. So it's just something that I picked up fairly quickly, and now people tell me that I'm pretty good at it. But again, it's not my passion. It's not what I wanted to do.
You should put that in your resume.
No, I think I'll pass on that. But guys, just to go back to what we were saying, you have to know how to do everything in your business. So now that you have set your business up and everything is legal, right, you have all of your ducks in a row, you're ready to go out there. However, again, with COVID-19 actually being here, you have to come up with different ways to keep the business going. Setting it up is half the battle. Once everything is set up, again, always keep your personal and your business separate. That way, tax time, when you're ready to file taxes, there is no questions. Yeah. If you file your taxes and you're ever audited, you'll be able to just actually pull out your receipts from your bank account. You have all of your transactions separate, and then you're good to go. And you can actually say that you have a business at that point.
Wow.
So that's business 101, some behind the scenes of getting started. I won't go too much in depth about it, but just so you know, the basic overview. And again, I feel free to always reach out with questions and comments if you subscribe.
I think, we can provide feedback. You should teach a class on that.
I think
helping people how to start their business.
I think I'll pass on. I went to school for it, like I say, and it's just second nature to me. I work for some wonderful companies. I've been very fortunate, and this is just my life all day, every day. And this is really just the tip of the iceberg. It's not even really going there. This is just really what you need to know to get, going, pretty much to hit the ground running, right? But there's so much more that it entails. So, and I think from a overall perspective, we've been pretty lucky to be able to learn how to do some of this on our own. Yeah, and one thing us, and one thing that we didn't mention, guys, especially when it comes to film production, any business, you always want to seek legal advice. You always want to have a lawyer, an attorney that you go to, just that so that they can answer any questions that you may have regarding your business. And for film production, it's really important, right? Because there's just so many things that's involved, right? There's just so many laws, actually being on set, kind of like with SAG and different things, you want to make sure that you always cover yourself. So this is just the business side. You always want to have a lawyer for the legal side of things, and they can guide you through that process.
Because once again, filming, people don't understand, I didn't even know, as a film company, we're not supposed to even accept scripts from people.
Yes.
I didn't even know that.
And Tony has friends they're sending scripts. I'm like, dude, you can't accept that. So now it's on our website, taylormadefilm.com, that we do not accept solicitation, because people can sue you, right? So for instance, guys, say that you're starting a film production company and someone is sending a script to you, for instance, right? You may not even see the email, you may not open it, but the fact that they sent it to you, if you come up with your own project and it's similar to that, most people don't know that they can sue you for it and say that you stole your idea, even though you never opened the email, you never saw it, so it's better to have that on your website, on all of your platforms, to let people know that you do not accept.
I didn't have an idea.
Information, yeah.
I didn't know.
Yeah. They cannot solicit to your company. You need to have it there in black and white print just to make sure that they see it. Yeah,
That's
and most
awesome.
people don't know that, right? So that's how come it's
awesome.
important to have a lawyer on hand just to make sure that you're covered from a legal perspective when it comes to your business.
Yeah, I think this episode is very important.
Yeah, episode number 4, guys. Business 101. This is just the tip of the iceberg. There's so much more that we will be sharing with you.
Yeah.
This is just to get you started, right?
Yes.
So that you can go ahead and get that business started. You're sitting on the sofa. You're in quarantine. There's no excuse now. You know what to do to start your business. Just go do it.
Yeah.
Just like Nike say, just do it.
Yes, do it.
Just do it.
Do it. Don't waste time, because COVID-19 is still here. And I know some of y'all it's still hard for a lot of people, to pay the bills. But if you can start a business, something small to make extra money, I think you need to go ahead and do it.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, why not? Like I said, you have time anyway. So
I know, plenty of time. And Tony, I think in a future episode, we'll talk about some of the resources that's available to smaller businesses and startup business, especially during a pandemic. So I think that we have given out a lot of valuable information here, guys. If you have any questions, be sure to DM us, comment. You are going to need to subscribe, follow, turn on those push notifications to make sure that you're getting this and everything. This has been episode number 4, Business 101 of the Taylormade Film Business Podcast. I have been your host, Bridget Charles.
And I am Tony Charles.
So until next time, guys, stay safe, and we look forward to you tuning in to episode number 5. Take care.
And
be
once
blessed.
again, don't forget to wash your hands.
Wash your hands and turn on those notifications. Hit that bell.
Wear your mask also. Take care of yourselves and your friends and family.
We're out. Take care, guys. Peace.
Peace. You're listening to
Taylormade Podcast.